In a lively town where everyone had an opinion and everyone had something to prove, there lived a young woman named Leela. From a very early age, Leela had been taught to seek approval from her parents, her teachers, her friends, even strangers. If she got praise, she felt worthy. If she faced criticism, she doubted herself completely. Over time, her life became a collection of performances, not authentic moments. Every decision she made, from what she wore to what dreams she chased, was shaped by one silent question. Will they approve of me? At first, it seemed harmless. But slowly, Leela realized she was exhausted. She was living a life designed by other people's expectations, not her own heart. Deep inside, she longed to break free, but she didn't know how. What she didn't realize yet was that the path to true happiness doesn't begin with earning more validation. It begins with letting go of the need for it. One afternoon, feeling overwhelmed after trying to please everyone once again, Leela wandered into a quiet garden at the edge of town. There, she met an old artist sitting beneath a tree, painting a simple landscape. Curious, Leela watched him work, not caring whether anyone liked his painting, not seeking an audience, simply creating because it made his heart feel alive. After a while, she asked him, "How do you not worry about what others think?" The artist smiled gently and said, "When you paint for the crowd, you lose your soul. When you paint from your soul, the right people find you." His words struck something deep inside her. For the first time, Leela realized that her constant hunger for validation had made her a stranger to herself. She had spent so long molding herself into what others wanted, that she no longer remembered what she wanted. That evening, she made a quiet decision. She would no longer live for applause. She would begin the journey of discovering who she truly was, even if it meant walking alone at first. The next morning, Leela sat quietly with a blank notebook, facing a strange but powerful challenge. Who was she, when no one was watching? What did she love, without anyone clapping for it? At first, the answers didn't come easily. Her mind kept slipping back into old habits, imagining how others would react, worrying about approval. But she stayed patient. She wrote down what made her feel alive, not what made her look impressive. She listed dreams she had buried because they weren't popular enough. She explored hobbies and passions she had once dismissed. Day by day, she peeled away the layers of expectations that had trapped her. It was not a sudden transformation. Some days she still craved validation. Some days she doubted her own worth. But slowly, a new kind of strength grew inside her. A strength not built on other people's applause, but on her own quiet acceptance. Leela discovered that true confidence is not loud. It is quiet, steady, and rooted in knowing who you are, even when no one is looking. If this story is resonating with you, take a deep breath and keep listening, because what comes next might just change the way you see your own life. As the weeks passed, Leela's life slowly began to transform. She no longer rushed to share every achievement for praise, nor did she shrink when faced with criticism. Instead, she measured her days by a different standard. Did I honor myself today? Did I act from truth, not fear? This new way of living felt unfamiliar at first, almost lonely. But as she stayed committed to it, something beautiful happened. The right people, the ones who valued her authenticity, not her performances, began to find their way into her life. And those who only loved the mask she used to wear quietly drifted away. Leela learned a powerful truth. When you stop seeking validation, you make space for real connection, real friendships, real dreams, real joy. She no longer lived on the roller coaster of others' opinions. Instead, her heart moved with a quiet, steady rhythm, guided not by applause, but by inner alignment. She realized that freedom doesn't come when everyone agrees with you. Freedom comes when you no longer need them to. Leela's days began to feel lighter, more honest, more alive. She no longer spent hours rehearsing conversations in her mind or second-guessing her every move. She created because she loved to create. She helped others because it made her soul feel full, not because she needed to be seen as good. She pursued dreams that resonated deeply within her, even if they didn't impress the crowd. And slowly, the anxiety that had once ruled her life began to fade. She realized that true happiness comes from living in alignment with your own values, not from chasing the approval of shifting voices around you. She was no longer performing for applause. She was living her own true life. Some days were still hard. Some moments still tempted her to seek validation. But now, she knew how to return to herself, to her quiet center, where her worth was never up for debate. She had built a life not on the shaky foundation of others' opinions, but on the solid ground of self-respect and truth. Years later, standing under the same sky where she once felt so small and uncertain, Leela smiled quietly. Her life was not louder now, but it was richer. She didn't need constant approval to feel worthy. She didn't measure her value by applause or attention. She had learned to trust herself, to walk her own path, even when it meant walking alone for a while. Leela understood now that the people who truly matter will find you when you stop pretending and start living your truth. The ones who love your real self, not your polished image. Her story wasn't about impressing the world. It was about becoming whole within herself. She had discovered the deepest freedom of all, the freedom of not needing validation to know her own worth. And now, ask yourself, are you still living to impress others? Or are you ready to live the life your heart has been quietly waiting for you to claim?